I'm here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and a welcome addition this year happens to be this really cool Tech Mahindra stall with their particular Formula E car, which we've seen in action last year in Hyderabad. But I have a very special guest on deck today, Mohit Joshi of Tech Mahindra. What a pleasure to have you on the show.
Aayush, wonderful to see you.
Likewise, sir, and I am absolutely fascinated that you guys have done this year. And it's really a splash, not a dent, with what you're doing with this particular stall. There's a lot of AI that I see in and around over here. And I think since you've taken over at TechM, it's an interesting time. So much talk of generative AI, LLMs, how it really can accelerate that digital transformation journey. I'm guessing that's on top of your agenda, sir.
No, absolutely. Look, I think the world of technology obviously is a golden thread that is running across industries at this time. And especially for us, right? The telecom business is so central to the whole narrative, to the heart of TechM. Goes back to our heritage with MBT. And we see the world of telecom also being completely transformed with technology, right? All telcos are looking to become techcos, and obviously AI is at the heart of this transformation, whether it's from a contact center perspective or from a network perspective. And those are some of the discussions that we're having here in Barcelona.
You know, and I love that term, from telcos to techcos. We're going to walk with this particular beast that you've displayed over here. But that's interesting.
Wonderful, isn't it?
It's beautiful. And then, you know,
so eye-catching.
Often, you know, even in our coverage, we see that the worlds of auto and tech are also merging now. The real differentiator with a lot of auto companies happens to be that layer of tech. And with your, obviously, partnership and powering the Mahindra racing team, we've seen them in action at the Formula E track. Unfortunately, this year we couldn't see it at Hyderabad, but we've seen them all around the world. There's a community that you tap into, but there must be a lot of knowledge sharing and stuff that this Mahindra racing team gains from Tech Mahindra's insights.
Oh no, absolutely. Look, I think there is if you look at auto, for instance, that goes so deeply into the heritage of M&M and TechM as well. There is the whole element of design, given our ownership of Pininfarina as well, the work that we've done to design some of the world's best cars. But increasingly, so much of racing, as you rightly said, is about technology, right? So much of battery use is about optimizing it using AI. So much of it is about the driver experience, about the fan experience. Using AR or VR. These machines are throwing out tons and tons of data every minute, right? How do we use it to optimize the experience for the driver? How do we use it to improve our performance and get to that all-important podium finish?
Absolutely. And it's interesting because for the longest time we had a reserve driver who was Indian in the Formula E, and that's all thanks to Tech Mahindra and Mahindra Racing as well. But what I want to understand is, it's been, 4 or 5 months now since you've taken over at Tech Mahindra? It's since November?
It is the 20th of December, so coming on to almost 3 months.
And we're welcoming you here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. You were in Davos as well.
Yes.
The world's top business leaders descended upon those ski slopes. Now the world's biggest tech leaders are here in Barcelona. What's your experience been like in your current role at Tech Mahindra? What are those conversations all about? Is it AI? Is it a lot more on 5G? Is 6G part of the picture already? What are the closed door meetings all about?
Yeah. So I think, look, it's been, first of all, it's been wonderful, right? Joined TechM in June. Had the benefit of a nice long overlap with CP.
Yes.
And then took over as the CEO on the 20th of December. It's been fantastic, right? It's been such a wonderful platform, such a great amount of talent in the organization, such great client relationships, and obviously such a successful and a supportive group. So it's been a wonderful journey. Again, like I said, the common thread across industries, right, whether it's telecom or healthcare or financial services, has been technology, has been AI, has been design. And so I feel very comfortable about our future and our long-term prospects. Again, given the fact that we provide what is so critical to our clients and their futures, which is a deep understanding of how their industries are being reshaped by technology.
Well, you spent a fair amount of time at top tech companies like Infosys as well, now at Tech Mahindra. What I want to understand from you is, now that this AI wave is coming our way and people are talking about what this means for the jobs debate, I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Do you think now, the way we see what tech companies are doing, there are layoffs happening, and then there's another school of thought which talks about this augmenting existing jobs. People need to embrace the AI revolution. Where do you stand in this AI debate, and how does it really translate to your style of leadership at Tech Mahindra?
No, so I think, look, clearly it is going to expand the size of the pie dramatically, and therefore will open up significant opportunities for everybody, right? I do feel that this is a situation where I liken it to an Iron Man suit, right? It just is an incredible amplifier of human capabilities, and so you take whether it's a programmer or or an office worker or somebody working in a contact center, you have the ability to dramatically amplify your performance. Your learning curves get so much shorter, right? Typically, to be an expert programmer, you'd go through many years. Now, with the help of these, the AI tools that are available, with the help of Copilot, with the help of the open source alternatives, you are able to become an expert programmer almost in no time. And so I feel that the opportunities are always going to be very, very significant. This really allows us to, this will really allow for the global economy to expand in a very meaningful way. And that will open up a lot more opportunities for everybody.
And in terms of some of your key priorities since you've taken over, I'm guessing it's a new style of leadership. Like you said, you had that transition period. What are some of your key focus areas, Mohit, when you really take Tech Mahindra into Gen AI?
Yes. So look, I think, from a TechM perspective, like I said, found really a healthy and a robust platform, with great talent, a great set of clients, and a very supportive group.
Yes.
What I've been focused on is building out a plan for revenue, right? Which is how do we make sure that we're able to, maintain our leadership position in telecom and manufacturing, but also become a very credible player in financial services, where we have a $1 billion plus practice, for instance, right? Or in healthcare and life sciences, or in retail and utilities and energy. How do we look at our geography footprint? We've got a very healthy business in Japan, for instance, right? How do we increase that manifold as the Japanese economy comes back to growth?
Right.
We've been working on a plan for, for margins, right? Which is about, driving greater productivity.
That's right.
Focusing on higher value-added service lines.
Right.
And very importantly, we've been focused on a plan for the organization. How do we think of the strategic narrative for TechM in the age of Gen AI, right? How do we think about learning in the age of Gen AI?
That's right.
How do we think about our infrastructure? So it's a full-fledged program of work that I think will lead to, an even stronger organization.
This is an interesting example of the synergies within the Mahindra Group.
Yes.
But I'd like to understand, how crucial or pivotal a role does TechM play in the larger group, on the auto side as well? It's a very popular auto company with some iconic products across India and the world now. How much is TechM really a player there? Also, I'm going to get, after this, your thoughts on a few more trends, but starting off with synergies within the Mahindra Group, Mohit, how does that work?
So look, I think we are, I wouldn't say we're unique, but we're one of the only two players that has this wonderful combination of a technology company at the heart of a large and successful conglomerate, right? And, the Mahindra Group has several businesses. You've got an auto business, you've got a farm business, you've got a financial services business, you've got a business around construction, around logistics. And so our ability to transform these businesses through technology is quite remarkable. So the way I see it, it's a three-pronged relationship, right? The first is, as a service provider, right? As a service provider to these companies, helping in their tech transformation. The second piece is coming together to create, solutions for the industry, right? So to create a solution for the auto industry, create a solution for, for the farm equipment business.
Yeah.
But the third sort of level is working with partners, right? Working with an NVIDIA, working with a ServiceNow, working with an Oracle or a Salesforce. To create industry solutions. So building out an ecosystem, creating the next generation of software-defined vehicles, for instance, right?
Yes.
Thinking about how technology will transform the logistics business. So I do feel that there is the work in, as a service provider to the Mahindra Group.
Yes.
But there's also the work in working with the Mahindra Group and with partners to transform the industry.
What I find interesting is that everyone's been talking about Gen AI as a buzzword and ChatGPT, and of course, it is a massive disruptor. But there's also other big things happening where I think Tech Mahindra, probably can weigh in with their special skills. There's so much happening in augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. Some companies call it spatial computing. There's more immersive experiences. There's Web3 as well. What are some of the top trends that you think will be tectonic, forces in the world of technology and telecom in the next 5 to 10 years?
So look, I think over the past couple of years, we've clearly seen AI. Earlier it was machine learning, now it's Gen AI. Really achieve a dominant position in the strategic narrative of technology,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I do feel that we are seeing AR and VR and the metaverse make a comeback again on the back of some of the hardware, the new hardware that you're seeing from the likes of Apple and the others.
Absolutely.
And I think that will be very important. One of the very interesting things that we've been doing, for instance, is with aircraft manufacturers in using either a heads-up display or AR VR to imagine engines, to repair engines remotely, working with auto companies, for instance, so that the dealers are able to use AR VR headsets to remotely diagnose and repair cars, right? So we do think that that will be a trend that will continue. Robotics is clearly very important, and that is driving the factories of the future, hyper automated factories, hyper connected factories. Beyond this, as we look slightly further ahead, there is obviously the promise of quantum, right? Of quantum computing, and the threat of quantum. People already are talking about Y2K, right?
Absolutely.
Yes to quantum, and so I feel that in the world of tech, the transformation, you will always have new threads coming in. It was digital, it was cloud, and now it's AI, AR, VR. Soon it'll be quantum, but the deep understanding that we have of our clients' businesses, I think, is the thing that allows us to stay relevant despite the underlying technology.
Superman, what an absolute pleasure to have this fascinating conversation with you on tech today. We hope you enjoy the rest of the Congress, and maybe we'll meet in Davos or in Mumbai or in New Delhi, but an absolute pleasure to have you on Tech Today.
Thank you again. So wonderful to see you.